Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Fitness Education Series produced by the Australian Fitness Academy. It's like progressive overload for your brain. I'm your host, Tom Rock, and in today's episode I want to talk about building yourself an exercise database and a program database. And this is a great option as a personal trainer or a coach, and something to start developing as soon as possible, or the sooner the better, I think. And it's something that I probably wish I had it done earlier, and kept a more, I guess, detailed or organized record of different programs that I've created or different programs that I've seen from other people, and as well as an exercise database, because you'll go through your own training and you'll prescribe programs for different clients. And after a number of years, you'll end up, you don't want to ever, you'll never find yourself sort of reusing the exact program, but different ideas will be able to work across similar clients potentially, obviously with individualized natures around them, but you'll have different splits. You'll write like an upper lower split, you write full body splits, you'll write, it might be a push pull leg sort of split. You'll have all these different program structures you end up creating. And it's always good to be able to go back through it and see what you've done. It'll prompt new ideas, and you'll sort of merge different programs together and different exercise combinations together as you go forward. But having a record of what you've created previously or what you've seen previously is really, really good, because it will help you as you develop new programs, and also help you work with programs that you know have been successful in the past and apply them to new clients for their individual circumstances. The same thing works with an exercise database. I think you'll go through and you'll see a lot of different exercises, you'll do a lot of different exercises, but when you see a new exercise, keeping a record of it. So I know a lot of trainers and coaches do keep exercise databases, so they'll have, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document, but they'll have some record of lists of exercises, and you can split it up however you want. It might be upper body exercises, it could be lower body exercises, might be upper body push, upper body pull. It might be by muscle group. You might have glute exercises, quad exercises. You could split it up that way. You might have, and you just have variations within this exercise. Basically creating yourself a little exercise library. So it could have like single leg options, different options for different machines, dumbbell options, kettlebell options, torsionator exercises. Like, there's so many different exercises that you'll sort of do. You'll program a few times, you'll do it yourself a few times, and then you won't see it again for a year or two. You'll be like, oh, and you'll sort of remember that exercise, and it'll prompt you by seeing it, and you'll be like, oh, I should put that in a program again. But it's easy to sort of forget the variety of exercises we have available, and that's why keeping an exercise library and exercise database can be really, really helpful, because when you go and you're sitting down and you're developing a program for a client, you can sort of have your exercise there, and you can just see a full list of exercises, which can be helpful to sort of allow you to apply variety if the client's been with you a while and you're trying to give them something new and something exciting, or to see different options that may assist certain clients in certain areas. So keeping an exercise database, if you see an exercise, put it in, whether it's under a core exercise, plank exercise. These days you could even link videos to your library as well. So if you see a bit of a funky exercise and you want a video of it to remind yourself how to do it, or it's got a funny name and you're not sure exactly what it is when you go back to it in 2 years' time, have a video. So you click on the YouTube link or whatever link it is, or video yourself doing the exercise, and link that to the library. So you click on the video, prompt your memory about what it is, and you can go ahead and sort of create a good resource for yourself that will make your life easier when coming up with programs, but it'll also help you remember all the different exercises you sort of see and you do and you learn, so you can apply them in circumstances when they arise. So that's a really good option, because you'd be surprised how many exercises that I hear these days that I just haven't utilized in my programs or my programming, just for the sheer number of exercises that you just don't remember or aren't at the forefront of your mind, I guess. If they're at the forefront of your mind, yeah, you'll put them in your program. But if they're not, they don't really there. And these days, you'll scroll through social media and Instagram, and sometimes you see good stuff, sometimes you see bad stuff. But every now and then, like I'll see some of my peers doing exercise, and like, oh yeah, I remember that exercise. And it's something you want to put in programs more regularly. But as soon as you scroll past it, it's just gone straight out of your brain, and you sort of forgot about it. So that's where an exercise database, lock it in there, super handy. You can refer to it when you start building programs. It's a really great thing to get in the habit of doing, and keeping records, I think. And that's something you might not consider at the start of your career. If you're still currently studying your Cert 3 and 4 with us, or you're new to the industry, definitely give a go, get started on it now, because in 2 years' time, you'll be like, oh, this makes my life so much easier. And it just sort of helps you provide variety, and it'll keep a record of everything you've done, and it makes, it sort of shows you, yeah, combines all your experiences, and keeps a record. So it'll make you a better personal trainer, better coach, because all these exercises will sort of be bubbling in your brain a little bit more readily, and you can always refer to it. And with the programming side of things, I think it just helps you come up with new things. It also helps you see how far you've come. And I think these days, with programs being a lot more electronic rather than written out on paper, it's probably easier to keep a record as well. So hopefully you're already doing it. But just keeping programming ideas. I saw a set and rep scheme on Instagram. I think it was Christian Thibodeau, who's a sort of a coach on Instagram, or that I have on Instagram, that I've sort of, again, you run into things over the years, and you just see different people, different things. And it was just an Instagram post from him that was talking about a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rep scheme. So you basically, that'd be your sets. You go from, first set is 5, second set's 4, 3, 2, and then you build up to sort of a heavy single, and that's your 5 working sets for that exercise for the day, which is just another interesting set scheme that, again, I was like, oh, that's cool, I should try that. Because you see all these set and rep schemes, and you try them over the years. You do similar things like 5x5 and 5-3-1, and all these different programming and set rep schemes that you'll see from other people, that you might look to practice and apply yourself, and then they may suit some more advanced lifters if you're training them potentially, for specific powerlifting or things like that, depending on people's goals. But unless you keep a record of, oh, that's a cool little set and rep scheme that I can hold onto and keep in my hat, and if I don't have that written in a programming database, I'm probably likely in 3 weeks' time I've completely forgotten about it. I'll never apply it until I scroll past it again and think, oh, that's cool. But keeping your own record of these different options is really, really good. It's always good to sort of credit where you found it, where you saw it, I think. So keep a list of that as well, being like, oh, this program from this person, or this idea from this person is really good, because you'll always check in with what they're doing. But I think these sort of keeping a record of interesting or good exercises or good programs that you see or that you complete can be a really useful tool to help you continue to develop, because these things will all merge together when it comes to writing programs and prescribing exercises to clients in all sorts of circumstances. Especially when you start to you have some beginner clients, they do a good block and they start to get interested in it. You can start to work these more interesting or variations to their programs and exercises into their programs to keep them interested, keep them progressing, but also educate them on different little techniques and different things that are out there that they can apply to their own training, but that will help them reach their goals. Anyway, guys, just my thoughts on that, and just hopefully get you thinking about starting an exercise database or program database so you can keep a record of different ideas that you see, different exercises that you see, so you don't forget about them, and you can sort of readily review over it and utilize that as a really, really good tool throughout your coaching career. Hope you got a bit out of that, guys. If you've got any questions or thoughts on this topic, or if you've got any questions or topics you want me to cover, please email tom@afa.com.au. Other than that, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon.